the military, which we're willing to do. We have to. And after we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe also. We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this.
Welcome back to Politically Animated, the only place where American politics is dumber than reality TV. And I'm your host, Tracy, reminding you, if America had common sense, half these people would be unemployed right now. So Trump looked at Chicago, saw the crime, and said, you know what this city needs? Call of Duty DLC, send in the National Guard. Forget community programs, forget mayors, NASA, we're dropping Humvees on the south side. Like it's a Fortnite map. Now, don't get me wrong, Chicago does need help, but when Trump says help, he means, I'm the sheriff now, baby. Pretty soon, we're gonna see Trump doing ride-alongs like Cops, Presidential Edition. Imagine him in a bulletproof vest yelling at suspects. You're under arrest for not voting for me.
I want to speak plainly about the moment that we are in and the actual crisis, not the manufactured one, that we are facing in this city and as a state and as a country. If it sounds to you like I am alarmist, that is because I am ringing an alarm, one that I hope every person listening will heed, both here in Illinois and across the country. Over the weekend, we learned from the media that Donald Trump has been planning for quite a while now to deploy armed military personnel to the streets of Chicago. This is exactly the type of overreach that our country's founders warned against. And it's the reason that they established a federal system with a separation of powers built on checks and balances. What President Trump is doing is unprecedented and unwarranted. It is illegal. It is unconstitutional. It is un-American. No one from the White House or the executive branch has reached out to me or to the mayor. No one has reached out to our staffs. No effort has been made to coordinate or to ask for our assistance in identifying any actions that might be helpful to us. Local law enforcement has not been contacted. We have made no requests for federal intervention. None. We found out what Donald Trump was planning the same way that all of you did. We read a story in the Washington Post. If this was really about fighting crime and making the streets safe, what possible justification could the White House have for planning such an exceptional action without any conversations or consultations with the governor, the mayor, or the police? Let me answer that question. This is not about fighting crime. This is about Donald Trump searching for any justification to deploy the military in a blue city, in a blue state, to try and intimidate his political rivals.
And then you got Governor Pritzker coming in hot like a deep dish pizza, straight out the oven, calling Trump's move un-American, brother. Half of what happens in Chicago every day looks like the season finale of The Purge. You worried about Trump rolling Humvees down Michigan Ave, but people in Chicago already been hearing fireworks at 3 a.m. And those ain't fireworks. Pritzker is out here clutching his pearls like Trump just tore up the Constitution. He's talking about civil rights, state sovereignty, democracy under attack. Meanwhile, Chicago residents are like, sir, can you just fix the potholes so I don't have to do an obstacle course on my way to work? Let's be real, Pritzker isn't mad because it's un-American. He's mad because it makes him look weak. Trump gets to play action hero while Pritzker looks like the guy trying to get the teacher to stop recess. And when he says, we don't need troops in Chicago, the people living there are like, actually, can we get some help please? Like yesterday. At this point, Pritzker should just lean into it. Imagine him on TV like, Pritzker, if Trump's sending troops, I'm sending the Navy to Lake Michigan. Battleships at Navy Pier, baby. Chicago gonna look like Call of Duty Civil War Edition.
When will you deploy to Chicago, and how long are you keeping troops here in Washington,
We're in a
D.C.?
discussion. I really want to be appreciated. You know, when we go into a city and wipe out the crime, so D.C., it sounds so horrible. I'm embarrassed to say it in front of you because they don't have anything like this. Washington, D.C., sir, has not had a murder in 11 days. Now, he's saying that's a horrible thing to hear because they don't have murders for ever. But Washington, D.C., if you go back and check, it's been many years since we went a week without having a murder. Now we haven't had, and I would say that Washington, D.C. right now is much safer than Seoul. You know why? Because we have a friendly neighbor. We have more friendly neighbors. You have a different kind of problem. We all have different problems. But Washington, D.C. is a very safe city right now. People are going out to dinner. Restaurants are opening. Restaurants that were going to close are now going to stay open. Friends of mine are going out to dinner all the time. They didn't go out to dinner for 4 years. It went rampant during the Biden years. Just rampant. That's why Susie is very close to the mayor and has a lot of respect for her, but I view it maybe a little differently because the mayor would say that it's gotten better. For 30 years it's gotten better. No, it's gotten worse. And the worst day of all was when we just got to office for the second time, and it's in very bad shape. So the mayor shouldn't be saying that violent crime has been getting better. It's been getting much worse. And the day I took office, it was the worst. And we did some minor things, made it a little bit better, but then we said, look, we got to stop it because too many people are getting killed. And we have not had a murder in 11 days. It sounds crazy. I hate to say this in front of this gentleman who I respect, because they don't have murders for years. But we have not had a murder in 11 days. And that's going to go on for a long time. And there will be, I guess, it'll happen a little bit, but we have a very safe city. This is one of the safer cities right now in the country. And in a short period of time, it'll be like the border.
Here's the reality check. Trump's move is political theater, Pritzker's outrage is political theater. And the people of Chicago, they're the unpaid extras in this show. Because let's be honest, National Guard ain't fixing Chicago long term. You can't patrol your way out of broken schools, poverty, gangs, and politicians who treat corruption like a family tradition. Troops might make it quieter for a few weeks, but what happens when they leave? Same problems, different headlines. And Pritzker? He's not offering solutions either. He's doing press conferences, wagging his finger at Trump, and talking about democracy, cool speech. Governor, meanwhile, regular Chicagoans are stuck in a real-life grand theft auto lobby. This is the playbook every time Trump says, "I'll bring law and order, Democrats." Scream dictator. And the people in the middle just want anyone to stop using their city as a campaign ad. So yeah, call it un-American all you want, but the most American thing ever is politicians turning everyday suffering into a political slap fight. Chicago isn't a city to them. It's a chessboard. And pawns. That's the people. Anyway, that's the circus for today. Smash that like button before Trump sends the guard to your house. Subscribe so Pritzker can't tax your Wi-Fi, and I'll see you in the next politically animated